Warlord's Ruin is definitely one of my favorite pieces of content in Destiny 2. It's by far and away my favorite dungeon, and the challenge to complete it with only bows, glaives, or swords could not have come at a better time, as we were hit with the biggest snowstorm I've ever seen in my life, accumulating about 27 inches and temperatures in the negatives daily for the last 10 days. So it was a great experience coming back into the dungeon in the snowy atmosphere with the Ahamkara lore and doing the Dark Age challenge that was in Destiny this week for the unique emblem. It also came at a perfect time to make it more memorable. We moved into the house we just bought on Friday as the snow started to come down. So we had 12 inches that night, and then the additional foot of snow the next day, leading up to getting in our new house and getting my setup put together and trying this challenge the following week. So memorable event aside, I do want to talk about just the difficulty of this challenge and the setup of it. Going through this was definitely different than when I did the Solar Flawless dungeon back before the final shape launched. The power creep that we've gone through since that time is very apparent in this challenge. Something like this would have been very difficult just 2 years ago with the nature of having weapons restricted to only things that I rarely ever use in a loadout with bows, glaives, and swords. But that's changed a bit since the Praxic Blade came out. But doing a challenge when you're unfamiliar with the loadouts and the weapon set, and I hadn't played Destiny in a little over a month when this challenge came out. But some builds in the game with Prismatic, with the power creep, make challenges like this feel more of a time commitment rather than an actual test of skill and build crafting. So I did this on my secondary character with the Getaway Artist build using Black Talon, the Mercury bow with attrition orbs and elemental honing to stack the damage buff with all of the different element damage types with Prismatic. So the challenge wasn't very difficult. It just took about almost 45 minutes of time, and that was taking it slow just because I hadn't played in over a month and definitely hadn't done this dungeon in almost 2 years. So getting re-familiar with the mechanics and just where to go and make it more efficient slowed things down a bit. I even on the Ogre forgot that both of the scoring captains can drop 2 totems. So I was just killing one and then dunking 1 orb. So that extended the time period a little bit, and then not having perfect damage rotations, things like that. And I wish in the future that either there's going to be some game balancing to bring the power creep down a bit, to give challenges like this a little extra level of aspiration, or that the challenges are souped up a bit in some way. This older content, I understand going back and retooling some of the enemy aggression, spawn points, things like that, or even adding extra mechanics is likely not going to happen. But something in the future of the franchise, maybe with newer content, that we can have some structure like this. I think this was a sort of a limited time evolution of the feat system that are in raids, and having things like this extend to the dungeon almost feels like a pseudo feat system, which is really cool to explore with. Even things of doing runs solo flawless without prismatic, or solo flawless only using certain abilities like melees or grenades. Challenges like that could be something to explore in the future, just to add a little bit extra difficulty and skill gap to the requirements. But this overall, I thought it was a good experience. Like I said, it was a great time here in January, snowstorm outside, moving into a house. It'll definitely be a memorable challenge that we went through. But moving forward in the game, I'd like to see more of this with some level of expansion to how they had this set up to make the content even a little more difficult and aspirational. So this was a great time. I hope for more, and I think it's awesome that they're starting to go back and repurpose some older content for some cosmetic rewards, and I hope that continues. So Destiny for the next month or so is likely going to be pretty slow. We're waiting word on the Shadow and Order mid-season update, and Marathon is right around the corner in a month from when I'm recording this. I'm not entirely sold on Marathon as much as I would like to be. I did pre-order it. I'm going to give it a fair, honest shot. I haven't been the most excited from what I've played so far, but I'm hoping they can pull it all together and make a awesome experience. I don't know if it's something that's going to keep my attention long term, just because in PvP shooters I lean more toward the desire to have more of a competitive ranked atmosphere with Halo, Overwatch, Marvel Rivals, things like that. So if it's fun, I think it's going to be, it might be a nice aside, but for me at least, and I can imagine for other competitive FPS players out there, there's going to need to be some element of competition for Marathon to really hold our interest. So just going to hold on hope that Destiny is going to be able to get some more content going forward, and be able to, whether that be with the Destiny 3 or further support for Destiny 2, continue to improve and become the game that I loved for 11 years through the Light and Darkness saga. And I look forward to that. Destiny is always going to be the PvE home, one of my main games, and I hope the best for it. If Marathon needs to succeed for that to happen, I sure hope it does, and I hope Marathon's a great product and maybe one that I can get into and enjoy. So going to keep our eyes out for the Destiny content, hopefully more challenges and events like this, and just have fun with it when it comes around. I'm definitely taking the approach of if things are slower, take a break, play other things, and that's okay. I just hope that we're going to continue to build some momentum with the game, with the roadmap, with further announcements, and things will continue to turn up for the rest of 2026. So going to be coming back with more Marvel Rival stuff and Destiny content when it comes about, and some more Halo as we get settled in a little bit with the house and getting things set up. So hope if you did this challenge, you enjoyed it as much as I did, and got to enjoy a little bit of more recent nostalgia going into Warlord's Ruin.